are we caught in something of a catch-22 with contact tracing? Because most of us are trying to isolate ourselves as much as possible.
Just say no.
No, is the short answer.
And social distancing measures are still very important, even in the Isle of Wight, where we're trialling the app.
Social distancing measures are the thing that is doing there.
Are the thing that it's doing there? No. Hold it together, Matt. Try to say the words rather than let them dribble out of your wobbly mouth.
And so hence the...
Stay at home, protect the NHS, save lives. That's still really important.
Stay at home to protect the NHS and save lives, unless you're in the Isle of Wight.
What? No, take that back right now, you gibbering omelette.
But even in the Isle of Wight, you should...
Still stay at home.
Stay at home to protect the NHS and save lives.
But install the app if you're on the Isle of Wight.
You should also install the app, because that will help this to be...
OK, I think our message of stay at home, save lives, but go out and use our app is starting to confuse people.
And it's quite a...
The lower the number of new cases, the more effective it will be.
The lower the number of new cases, the more effective it will be.
Fine, move on.
But we haven't made a concrete link...
Move on.
...that your question drew.
Move on before you get into another one of your muddles.
Between the...
Too late. You do realise that the more you try to explain things on which you have no expertise, the more it becomes apparent that your level of success should not have gone any further than that of a branch manager of a PC World.
There isn't a necessary link between the two. They're just... They...
Please stop. You're somehow saying nothing, and you're saying it really slowly. So just wind up and say goodbye, please.
Very grateful for this opportunity to have set out these details of our test track and trace programme, and look forward to seeing you again here.
Oh, Matt, just get off. You're not auditioning for the One Show.
Thanks very much.
And don't look in the camera so much. I know you don't mean it, but there's a real 10 Rillington Place vibe about you when you look down a lens, and it's really not very comforting at all.
Ahoy, and welcome to the Big Lockdown Laugh Part 3, which ironically rhymes with C. So welcome to the Big Lockdown Laugh Part C. Part 3 though, if we're being serious, which I think we should be. So what we just saw was a political video, yeah. And I used to say, and it's actually a rule that's been recognised in several vlogs, but I used to say on formal night on the cruise, you know, gown and gossip night, I used to say, leave the politics at the cabin and bring riddles to the dinner table. Quick riddle for you. What's always smiling and ready to help? It's me. Talking of me, I am ready to introduce to you, you know, the next crew of comedy videos, guaranteed to knock your socks off if you're wearing them, you know. I personally have been wearing those shoe gloves with the little... So I don't need them. I don't need socks, so they can't be knocked off. But yes, lockdown life.
Well, hello, my name is Peter Ames, our former Conservative MP, Member of Parliament. Really the best way to start this is by telling you a little bit about myself and where I'm from and why I'm currently in Los Angeles. And the answer, well, what is the answer? That is the question. And the question is, where are you from? Well, I was a Conservative MP for circa 8 years under Cameron before moving out here to Los Angeles to pursue a career in interpretive dance, which I'd very much traded in the lapels for the leotards, as they say. So the new career hasn't gone fantastically well. It's very competitive, lots of fantastic dancers around, and I'm not one of them. Anyway, I'm currently looking for a return to the UK Parliament. A few friends actually suggested that I document my journey via YouTube. They suggested it over dinner a couple of months ago. Wonderful dinner, fondant potatoes, roast lamb, red wine jus sublime. Wine was tremendous. Anyway, of course, Europe has experienced some serious turmoil, particularly the last 4 or 5 years or so, with Brexit. And I, for one, wish Brussels the best of luck in their departure from the European Union. We'll all miss them dearly. You probably noticed my tie here. Don't know if you can sort of see this. It's actually, in fact, it's not a tie at all. It's actually the cord from my dressing gown. I don't know if you can sort of see this. It does go down quite a long way. Yes. There you go. It's slightly too long, but there you are. But no, I just thought I'd bring that to your attention in case you noticed that it was a slightly odd tie. Unfortunately, I burnt all of my ties in a ceremonial bonfire to celebrate my departure from the world of politics and to my commitment to our narrative-based gyrations. Needless to say, the bonfire was a waste of time and valuable resources. Seeing as I'm now planning my return to Parliament, I will need a lot more ties. I hope you all have wonderful Sundays. Love to you all. And if anyone does have any spare ties, please let me know.
Hey guys, top tip if you're missing large freight trains, just get a harmonica, a leaf blower, and you're welcome.
Oh, clapping. Shall I tell you what doesn't get enough applause though? And that's erotic fantasy novels with a maritime twist. Yeah, but that's actually okay because I don't do it for the applause. No, I do it for the literally tens of people who are desperate for this subgenre to get their blood boiling. So, without further ado, here's the next instalment, hot off the press, from Waves of Pleasure. Enjoy and stay hydrated. This is from the chapter Rocking the Boat, pulled along by the current and the sultanas of the sea, parentheses, excuse the dried fruit pun, there's nothing but plump, juicy, wet fruit de la mer in this book, end parentheses. Finn chuckled healthily because he had finally discovered a probiotic yogurt that didn't cause havoc on his stomach. He was laughing because his abs looked so funny, the way they were just so defined. I suppose it's funny depending on your sense of humour. Finn personally had a penchant for knock-knock jokes, knock-knock, who's there, and so on and what have you. He had decided it was finally time to redecorate his Seaview apartment, and so he had come to his favourite Finn interior design shop to see if he had put together a mood board with the famous Finn interior designer, Poseidon Atlantic. Poseidon had a renovation CV show, which is like a TV show but for the sea, that Finn adored. As Finn swam through the showroom to Poseidon's private office, he looked down at his tail. It was really hard to describe the colour of Finn's tail, but it was green. Finn knocked haphazardly and fervently on the door to Poseidon's office. He could tell it was his office because he knew that it was. A high-pitched, sonorous voice bellowed, "Come in!" And Finn did exactly that. He went in. Poseidon Atlantic was ugly. In opposite land. In essence, and to cut to the chase, he was very, very handsome indeed. Before either of them knew what they were doing, they were comparing biceps. They didn't kiss though. They would never do that during a full moon, and both of them knew why. That was spooky, but also really sexy. Now time for more comedy.
I guess we're going to be spending a lot of time together, just me and you, in this lockdown. Hey, do you like Scrabble? Me too. Two-letter words makes me feel clever. Bet you're astounded that I put those two together. Two-letter words, scoring the scores. Let me put two more down and score some more. I love it when you Scrabble in one-syllable words. Two-letter words makes me complete. Looking at the leaderboard and you're like, shit. Two-letter words, winning the game. You don't know how I'm doing it and it's driving you insane. Well, I'm here to help you, baby. There are 127 two-letter words that you can use in Scrabble. You ready? Here goes.
Under the box on your bench are 3 extraordinary ingredients. We would like you to cook us 1 plate of food. You have a larder full of herbs, spices, flavourings to help you create something truly delicious. Ladies and gentlemen, please reveal your ingredients. There you have it. 1 great plate of food, 50 minutes. Let's cook.
It's a bit daunting when you have this much choice. Yeah, it's just kind of bringing it all together.
I hope you don't mind me asking a personal question. How old are you?
21.
That's quite young.
Yeah, it was a lie.
Why are you here on MasterChef?
If I'm honest, I meant to apply for Tipping Point, but I got the email address wrong.
Oh, wow. Where did you learn to cook?
My parents always wanted a daughter, so they used to dress me up in gingham dresses and force me to make stuff on the Fisher-Price stove.
So you've been cooking since you were a little girl?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
What's your dish going to be?
Well, it's going to be a poached egg served on an old potato with a tomato sauce, some sugar stars, and I'm going to drink the beer.
You have just 5 minutes. 5 minutes to secure yourself a place. Okay, stop. Your time's up. Well done, everybody.
Ross has made a poached egg on a bed of old potato with a tomato sauce and sugar stars.
Ooh!
I wanted something to make my heart thump today. You've done it. I think that's fantastic. Your sauce got a bit of shine to it. It's nicely seasoned. Potatoes, love the flavour of them. I think they're great. That's fantastic.
I think you and I share a sweet tooth. It's really nice and pink. You've got a runny egg yolk. Even though it's cooked, it gives the impression of being uncooked.
I think you've done okay.
Making a decision here right now was not easy.
Jack.
Thank you.
The second person going through to the next round. Steve.
I'm just so happy I've made it through. Good job, guys. Good job.
Well done.
Am I out then?
Oh, Dominic. It reminds me a touch of when Mr. Cummings actually joined me in Westminster for a Tuesday evening interpretive dance just around the corner. I remember him being actually one of the best in the session. Took it like a duck to water. He was a natural. I think largely because with interpretive dance, you really can do things your own way. I suppose there's a little bit of that with me, being a Tory. But I'm in it largely for the transcendence. Another memory of mine with Dominic was actually at a mutual friend's wedding day. Reception was splendid, as I remember. The most fantastic turbot hollandaise, chiffonade of wilted spinach, superlative Montrachet. I recall tiramisu for the sweet. Later in the early hours, few of us still standing, I remember he suggested we play the hat game. Convinced us that the loser had to eat the actual hat. Unfortunately, I lost quite a few rounds. In the end, I believe I consumed 5 fedoras, 2 fascinators and a beret. We all later found out that he was making that rule up entirely. He actually lost the final game and didn't eat a hat at all. He gulped down the dregs of his scotch, jumped in his car and bolted back to Durham pissed as a fart. Cheeky bastard. Anyway, just wanted to express my thoughts and feelings throughout all of this Cummings coverage, just to say that he can be a bit of a twat.
Land ahoy! We've reached the end of our voyage. The Big Lockdown Laugh Part 3. And what I have just realised, which is actually quite scary, is that 3 plus 10, which is the number of Starfish Awards I got from my titular role as Beast in our cruise's production of Beauty and the Beast, plus 1, which is what I am out of a million according to recent TripAdvisor reviews, divided by 2 is 7. Okay, and there are 7 C's, which is... Honestly, I've got goosebumps. Nearly, you probably can't tell on the camera, but yeah. Thanks for watching. Steady the deck.
We've been stuck in the flat for what feels like eternity. I've watched Joe Wicks from the sofa, and one day I will join in. I've made so many plans about how I'll be creative. Tomorrow is a new day. Get up early and eat clean. A whole new me. While I'm in quarantine, they won't recognize me. I'll be skinny. I'll learn to speak Korean. A whole new me. I'll learn to cook new meals from scratch, and I'll spring clean my life, be a sexy wife, and boast about it on Insta. A whole new me. I've not washed in 2 days. I live in snack-stained PJs. Thursday nights I get dressed up to clap for the NHS. A whole new me. Got all this time to work on goals. should just give up wine. I'll be just fine. I'll work on my new six-pack. Get off the couch. Goodbye, mum pouch. It's time to go. Step away from the crisp. Put down the chicken strips. Reinvent myself whilst protecting my health.
Hey, do you like Scrabble? Me too. Two-letter words makes me feel clever. Bet you're astounded that I put those two together. Two-letter words, scoring the scores. Let me put two more down and score some more. I love it when you Scrabble in one-syllable words. Two-letter words makes me complete. Looking at the leaderboard and you're like, shit. Two-letter words, winning the game. You don't know how I'm doing it and it's driving you insane. Well, I'm here to help you, baby. There are 127 two-letter words that you can use in Scrabble.